Goal is to find her.
Can you tell us what you're doing on the property?
Well, it's obvious we're excavating at the property today. The BCA crime scene investigators are helping us with that search. As far as the specifics of that, I'm not going to comment on it.
Have you searched this property before?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Did you say this is the Pagnac property?
I'm not going to comment on the owner of the property as well.
Can you tell us what's on the property? Can you describe the property?
Well, I think it's obvious the property. I know that you've had your news crews over the top of it. You've seen probably a better view of the property than we have, although we've been in a similar situation. We believe that the search warrant is going to again be about a 5-day process. We're hoping that the search warrant will be concluded by Friday, but like the Maple Grove search warrant, that we're going to stay here till our goal is met. And if we haven't met our goal by Friday, we'll work through the weekend, just like we did in Maple Grove.
Are you able to tell us how wide of an area you're searching back there?
I'm not going to comment on the actual search itself.
Are you digging in the area?
What's that?
Are you digging in the area?
We're excavating in the area, which is quite obvious, and you've had news crews above that have watched us do that today.
The shed or the barn that's back there, is that part of the search?
I'm not going to comment on the actual search itself.
Any contact with the family?
I'm not going to comment. That's part of the active investigation.
Captain, we know that you guys definitely took your time over the home search, and now you moved on here. It looks like you're taking great care of the search too. Was this something that was always in the plan to search all the properties, or is this something that just evolved over the last few months?
I'm not going to comment on the case data that led us here today.
Anything at the other property?
Well, I held the press conference when we were done on Saturday. As far as the specifics and what we have recovered, I'm not going to comment on that.
But you did take something from it?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Will you be updating through the week as you did with the house?
I don't think so, not in this property. I think what we'll do is once the search warrant has been concluded, I'll have another press conference at that time. But during the search this week, we're hoping that there's no disruption to the community. That's our goal from the very beginning. I think given where the search is taking place, we should be able to achieve that goal. But as far, I don't want to have a press conference every day and tell you that I can't comment on the specifics of the search, which really what happened last week, but just given the nature where that search took place, it was easier to do weeklies or dailies.
How long will your team be there today?
We're going to be there 24 hours a day. Search warrant started at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, and we'll be there till we're done.
Neighbors allege you were in the neighborhood last week.
Not going to comment on it.
How many investigators are there on the scene? How many officers?
Exact number I couldn't give you. Probably 15 to 20 today. That number will change throughout the week, just depending on what we're doing. But you'll see a very similar effort here that you saw in Maple Grove.
Is this part of because you searched one area, now you're searching this area. Is this part of a list of places that you plan to do searches? And if so, is there going to be another place you're going to search?
The term that I used in Maple Grove is it's a process. And that process will be complete once Amy is found and brought home. I'm not going to comment on what's next or what happened before, but make no mystery about it. At the Maple Grove Police Department, I can tell you that the BCA and the Isanti County Sheriff's Office, as well as the FBI, we're all working together to bring Amy home. That's our goal.
And some people have talked about too, maybe some files or things were lost, and that's why you're just sort of starting over again. What would you tell them that you can't say?
I'm not going to comment on that. Pure speculation at this point, so I'm not going to comment on it.
And you know, I know that you can't give us a lot of information, but obviously we have a lot of people asking us too. What should we tell them? What can we tell them? What can you say instead of formal?
Well, this is what I'd ask the public to do, is if you have information that can help us bring Amy home, to call us. Crime Stoppers has the ability to do that anonymously. We'd ask that you use that tip line and call us, just like Maple Grove. We received information from folks that had information that was helpful, and we would ask that the public do that as well during this search. If you know or have seen or have any information that would help us, to please call either the Maple Grove Police Department at 763-494-6100 or through Crime Stoppers.
Are you saying you received information from the public that was helpful in this particular case?
No, I'm not saying that.
How long have you been involved in the case?
Well, I started in Maple Grove in '93, so we were always aware of this case from the date I started. I oversee our investigative division, so I'm overseeing the detectives that are working on this case.
How important is this case to be solved to you?
And this is exactly what I said in Maple Grove. We've got a 13-year-old girl that's missing. Most of us are parents in the police department. We believe that we want to bring Amy home, and that's our focus. We have pictures. There's not an officer in our agency that doesn't know who Amy Pagnac is. Our local media has done countless stories on Amy, and as a police department, we believe that we're Amy's voice, and we're going to follow through till we bring her home.
You keep saying bring Amy home. Her mom seems to believe she's still alive. Is that your thought?
I can't comment if she's alive or not. What I can tell you is she's not home. It would be my hope that she'd walk across the parking lot and tell us she's here. Obviously, until she's found, we don't know if she's alive or not alive. Our goal is to find her. So I can't comment on that. Our goal is just to find Amy.
What role is the BCA playing in the search here?
Luke, you want to comment on that?
Can you just explain what your role is?
Yes, BCA's role is basically to provide any type of investigative services that Maple Grove is requesting, and also our BCA crime scene team, which is assisting on the scene today.
What is that your crime scene team made of? Can you kind of describe the team?
Our crime scene team is made of forensic scientists that are trained to process crime scenes, look for physical evidence, things like that. And then also the agents are out there helping with that process.
How many agents do you have from the BCA working?
Besides the crime scene team, we have usually around 5 a day. Yes.
And are you guys part of the excavation process too?
I can't comment on that part.
When did you join in on the search? You guys here last week?
I'm going to give that to the captain.
BCA has been active in this case for quite some time. It isn't just this week. It's again, they've been part of the process for a long time.
Have you ever had this many agencies involved in the investigation?
Well, I guess we have one more than last week because we've got Isanti County Sheriff's Office on board. But last week we had Hennepin County Sheriff's Office and the FBI. Hennepin County, being it's outside their jurisdiction, isn't helping us with this particular part of the case. But we have them still helping us with the Maple Grove.
Is it over the last 25 years? Is this the most
I can't, because I haven't been active in the entire case. It wouldn't be fair for me to answer that question. I know that we're getting a lot of collaboration with all agencies available on this case. I think you guys can understand that this is important to us, and it's important to the Maple Grove community to bring her home. And we will not stop looking for her till we find her.
It seems like this is quite complex.
What's that?
It seems like this is quite complex. This process.
I'm sorry.
The process seems very complex.
Complex? No, I don't think it's complex. I just think that we're using everything that's available to us, and that takes time. The complexity, I don't think it's that complex at all. It's just a process.
Do you have any suspects?
We're not naming any suspects at this time. All right. Thank you, folks. Again, I will send out a press release when we have completed, and we'll do probably something in the same location once we're done to give you an update on when we've completed. If you have any questions, you can call our main office number. I gave you my business card as well. Just please be patient on return phone calls. Obviously, we're working hard on this, and I will do that. If you're just looking for general information, I'm not going to comment on that until the search warrant is completed.
Chief, can I get your